really happy to be here today and to indeed have an exchange of views rather than delivering remarks or comments. Let me start by saying that actually the opportunities of exportation from Africa to Europe are big. A lot is happening between Europe and Africa. If you look at the statistics, clearly a lot of African countries are now starting exporting to Europe. But unfortunately, it's not the case for Nigeria. Just look at the map. If you look at the map, you see how we are neighbors. So you have a comparative advantage as Africans compared with Asians or Asian or American countries. We see a few African countries developing their trade relations with the EU. I wish to recall that the EU bloc is the biggest trading partner in the world, much bigger than the United States, even much bigger than China. If you look at the volumes, if you look at the amounts, EU is the biggest trade partners, both in terms of importations and in terms of exportations in the world. So what are those African countries? Well, clearly, I mean, those, I just told you to look at the map. Morocco, for instance, very close to Europe. Morocco is really developing their ties with Europe. Algeria certainly as well, but it's more gas related. We discussed diversification. Never forget that you can certainly develop your exportation of gas to Europe. That's really an important point. Should you have excesses of gas, which I don't think is the case, there would be a wonderful opportunity to sell it to Europe. But another country is certainly South Africa. South Africa has just signed an economic partnership and ratified an economic partnership agreement with Europe. And we are seeing really the exportations of South Africa to Europe booming. We are seeing also Kenya. Kenya has also signed an economic partnership agreement with the EU. They are exporting a lot of processed food in particular to Europe. And we know we are seeing Ethiopia. Ethiopia has developed, for instance, a big market of flowers to Europe. Before it was Kenya, now it's Ethiopia. And closer to Nigeria, we are seeing Ghana and Ivory Coast developing a lot of exportations of fruits, vegetables, canned fish, cocoa, coffee, etc. So I would say the opportunities are there. You just have to do it. How to do it? I would say one of the important points is certainly the logistics. The main constraints, there is already the saga of tomato paste, importation of tomato paste. If a can of tomato paste, if the price of a tomato paste can is $1, much less of course, but 95% of the cost is the can, it's not the tomato. So packaging is absolutely key. And second, the second item in the cost is just transportation. So work on the logistics. To have an efficient port, to have an efficient airport is absolutely key. And that you don't have, as you know. I'm just teasing my Nigerian friends by telling them that the best Nigerian port probably is Cotonou. You know it. We are seeing no exporters going to, we know the saga, the story about importation from Benin, of course. What we are seeing now is exportation, Nigerian exports from Cotonou. We are seeing Nigerian exports from Ghana. So logistics is the point number 2. Number 3, certainly knowing your market and knowing your customers. It's not easy. And here I would like to make a point on the norms. Of course, agencies like SON or agencies like NAFDAC, we have the same. We have also Food and Drug Administration in Europe, and we are fixing norms and standards. But the most important norms and standards are those imposed by the retail industry. You see, Tesco, Macro, They are even stricter. So even if you are compliant with the norms of SOM or NAFDAC or from the equivalent in Europe, the most important one is to be agreed by the chief procurement officer of Carrefour, of Macro, of Tesco, of ShopRite. ShopRite is more important than NAFDAC, sorry. But it's very important to understand those things. Huh? The private sector is imposing norms that in many cases are stricter than the official one. I haven't mentioned, I would say, the two main subsectors where I see really opportunities for Nigerian exportation is certainly the agri-processing, agri-processed products, food, and secondly probably garment, hosiery, underwear, t-shirts. I don't know if you know the industry of t-shirts. We are talking about billions of t-shirts sold every year in the world. And you can see very poor countries like Bangladesh or richer countries in Asia really developing their business with Europe in the sector of garments. You cannot export if you do not import, right? So all those protectionist policies are simply not valid. You have tried the last 50 years. Protectionism does not work. You have to import to export. Look at a European car or an American plane, a Boeing, an Airbus, a Peugeot. They are sourcing the spare parts of their cars from 45, 50 countries. So the problem is not to import. The problem is to import, to process, to add value, and to re-export. So protectionism doesn't work. It has never worked. Protectionism is offering a lot of opportunities for smugglers and traffickers. It's all what it's doing. But protectionism has never protected an industry in Nigeria. Economic Partnership Agreement, I have recalled that, so you competitors, we are not competitors in the EU, we are your clients, or we are your suppliers. Your competitors are South Africa, Kenya, or Ethiopia. They have signed the Economic Partnership Agreement. They have no access to Europe. So exportations, duty-free, quota-free. You are paying import duties when you are exporting to Europe on everything but oil and gas. Unfortunately, 97% of your exportation are to Europe are oil and gas, but on the 3% of the trade flows of exportation to Europe, you are paying between 5 and 10% of import duties in Europe. The Economic Partnership Agreement has also put in place a new system of rules of origin, extremely interesting, with only one step of transformation. So whatever you process in one step of transformation gets the Nigerian origin. And then on that basis, you can have a duty-free, quota-free access to Europe. There is a very good website put in place by the European Commission. It's called Export Help Desk, exporthelp.europa.eu. I can give you the details of the website, where you can find all details of requirements in terms of labeling, SPS, packaging, import duties, VAT, statistics of importation or exportation for each and every product and each and every country of origin or destination. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. His Excellency Michel Arrion, Ambassador, Head of Delegation of the EU.